Squirrels! So hello, and welcome to another Legends of Runeterra video. My name is Chris, and today we will be playing with a bit of a spicy, fearsome, I guess you would call aggro list, and we're packing in something that I think is a bit different as well, and that's due to, sort of the current state of where the game is at in the meta game, in that it's almost solely Shadow Isles list, using Kalista+Nocturne, and obviously Wraithcallers and Mist Wraiths and Fearsome, and typical stuff that you have probably seen quite a few times before. But then we're running it with Ionia, and you think, what are we running Ionia for? Well, it's for 1, Nopify, and 2, Denies. Now, why would we do this? What's the point in that? Does that really fit with what we're trying to do? And you could say, there are probably better options out there for what this deck might be trying to do. I can think of maybe Noxian Fervor is like a good example of a card that you, in a normal state, you might more typically include that. But where we are right now with the whole Trundle, Trundle, it's not Warmers, I always forget the name, Feel the Rush, type decks. It just means that if you can deny a War Mother's Feel the Rush, or even, spells like Vengeance or Withering Wail or Grasp of the Undying, stuff like that, it seems like there's a lot of that going around. A lot of Shadow Isles control, and Deny is obviously a pretty good tool against it, as is Nopify for stuff like, Vile Feast, Unspeakable Horror, a whole Culling Strikes, a whole range of things that different decks are using as well. So, that's essentially the idea of the deck, is that, you play a bunch of fearsome units. It's been done before, I know, but I thought, including Deny was a bit of a different, interesting twist. It's actually a pretty solid deck, I think. It does have some interesting play patterns as well, with thinking about how you get the Nightfall activated for, stuff like Stitch and Onlooker here, and, how you navigate around that, and how you, and do you open attack? There's a lot of decisions, but there is with any deck in Runeterra, of course. So I'm moving around a lot. I'm like, so let's just get into some games, see how the deck goes. I kind of like it so far. I don't think I've actually played with Nocturne in this since Nocturne's come out. I think this might be the first video with Nocturne in it. I might be misremembering one. But essentially the reason is because, I feel like he just needed maybe one more card for Nightfall. If, Dusk Rider or whatever wasn't a completely useless card, then this would be more viable. But Nocturne, I think, is pretty solid. And so, yeah, let's check him out. And let's check this out in some games. Tom Soraka is our first matchup here. And for Tom Soraka, essentially all we want is stuff that says Fearsome on it. And everything else is pretty useless. So if a card has Fearsome, I will take it. And if not, I won't. Because I don't have many blockers over 3 attack. Didn't attack there, which is interesting as well. So stuff like Hapless is pretty much a dead card right now. But you can see, they don't have the most potential, really, I guess, for dealing with Fearsome. If we find more Mist Wraiths, and obviously with Wraithcaller, this could be a potentially very big attack. Next turn. See if he wants to do anything. We could also use Unspeakable Horror if he shows us any healing potential there on this. So I will just go in for Wraithcaller now. Potentially do a lot of damage. I honestly will attack with this if he wants to block, that's fine. Shorten his board a bit. Pale Cascade on Tom. Oh, to block. Okay, that's somewhat fine. Not ideal, but not the worst either. Obviously his Kench will probably... I think he is going to have to heal it up if he, wants to use this turn. there's the Astral Protection. Gonna try and take that. Unfortunately, I am gonna have to let him do that. But I can play another Wraithcaller. And right now, I mean, these two represent lethal. I probably do want to play this. So now, obviously, if we do, we have an interesting choice, right? Like, if we... Man, what do we do? I can go Stalky Shadows, Nocturne, Unspeakable Horror. We can somewhat maybe force him to use an Acquired Taste on the Nocturne. He surely would have healing for his face, I would have thought. And by adding another Fearsome in there, what's better here? I guess it is the Caretakers? I think... I can also choose what he blocks with this. Give it vulnerable permanently. And now he obviously is going to do that, yeah. And that's fine. Like that I don't really care about, because that's his action gone again. And now he's down some mana, so now I can bring you over here. And if he wants to save his Tahm Kench, he's going to need to heal this up, but then he's going to lose because he doesn't have enough health. So by doing that, we've kind of forced him, like, look, you've got to save your own health, or you lose Tahm Kench, and I get all my stuff back. You know, because now you're on -4, you need to heal your Nexus. There you go. And you need even more than that. And so... Yep, there we go. We win. So that's why we did what we did there. Just to sort of force their hand as much as we could. Because if we would have open attacked, he very well could have, you know, found the answers that he wouldn't need it. Ooh, okay, this person playing a little out of the box with this Lucian Shyvana list here. Not quite sure what to make of that, but I think Kalista could come in pretty handy. The Unspeakable Horror. I guess he would play Fleet Feather Tracker, probably. So it might be worth keeping in there. And Stalking Shadows. I think Stalking Shadows... is that a keep in this? It does give me options, and I might need options for this, because I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to be facing. So having options seems... like it can't be ever too bad of a thing. We've got double Mistwraith here as well, which is also somewhat nice. And Fading Memories if we, you know, need this Unspeakable Horror. So he has a dragon in hand, we know that. Interesting to see if he wants to take this. He could in theory like Ranger's Resolve. It would be an interesting choice. If he just wants to trade them, that's also fine with me. So I might start with this to see what he does. I'm what nightmares fear. Because that was just giving me options in case he played something with, you know... I mean, do I attack here? He probably wouldn't block, I would have thought. So I'm probably just going to play the Mistwraith and attack with that. Although I could also attack with you. As I say, I didn't think he was going to block. And he knows I'm in Shadow Isle, so you know that they're going to have 1 damage ping, so it's like, it just sort of gives you options. Now obviously Lucian here wouldn't be ideal. That's an interesting attack. Please, I have connections. So I guess I'll go with that. This is where obviously, like, this Stalking Shadows, if I can find like a Blight Caretaker off it, obviously we'll be doing pretty well. Legion Drummer. Okay, interesting. As I say, Blight Caretaker here, of course. Absolute crazy. See what we find. Isn't a Blighted Caretaker, it's Cursed Keeper. But I think these Wraith Callers are better than that. So I will go for them instead. And I will play the normal one first. Just to give me that bit of extra board presence. Mistwraith's getting up there and attack now. That dragon does not help. But I can attack with all them and potentially level up my Kalista. Do I even attack with the Kalista as well? I kind of need him to get rid of that. That's interesting. Obviously it would go back up to 2 health. So that kind of negate that. Maybe no, yeah. If I attack here. If I attack with Kalista, attacking with the spider doesn't make much sense. I need him to get rid of that though. So I will attack with the spider, but not Kalista, I think. Either we're gonna get in quite a bit of damage here, or he's gonna be in some trouble. I love that trade.
Not so fast.
What's this, a single combat? Oh, he wants to trade the dragon. Oh, that's fine. Now, would I rather use Fading Memories on a Mistwraith or on a Wraithcaller? I guess I can always put. I guess I do. I'll use one on a Mistwraith at least, just to give me options again. This was an interesting trade. Like this, I would have thought, you know, oh, he's gonna go Legion Drummer into the dragon and, you know, really punish me there, but turns out that was not the case. I can kill this Senna with the Unspeakable Horror, of course. I just need to play something first, and we found the something. Obviously, these are both ephemeral, so we will want to be playing them on an attacking turn, but getting rid of that dragon seems pretty good for me.
Go ahead, scare me.
So, as I say, we will be going Stalker Shadows into this Unspeakable Horror. I mean, more Wraithcallers, but Frenzied Skitterer could be pretty good for creating kind of a big blowout turn. So let's go Skitterer, I think. We'll see what we get from this. We can create more Mistwraiths. He might have single combat again. But at least we know no Lucian. But no single combat. We find Eclipse Dragon. So we'll want to be getting the Nightfall from this. This is obviously not one that you normally expect. What are our Mistwraiths up to? They're pretty high. And they'll only be getting higher. There's a Doom Beast that could be useful as well. So this does have Ephemeral. So obviously we can just sort of suicide these in. And playing this Mistwraith as well means that even Cytherea couldn't block. And you know, this Egghead Researcher isn't, you know, it'll probably block this, but it'll die at least. We do still have Deny open as well. So anything like a Concerted Strike here on this Mistwraith or whatever, you know, we'll just deny that because it's so easy to do so. That's even in certain matchups like this, you know, it could still come in pretty big. Now, let's think, if I attack with this as well, he has to block the Mistwraith with Cytherea. So, yes, I can attack with that also well. Because he has to block one of these, because obviously he's only on 12 health. You know, he'll probably block here, but that puts him down to 2. So we should be looking pretty good here. You'd assume he'd block this Mistwraith here with Cythria. But he goes down to 2. We keep this Mistwraith alive. We have Doom Beast as well, so you know, it's looking pretty good for us. He needs health gain, which I'm not sure those colours have access to, so on 20 health, we should be looking pretty good for the win here with this Doom Beast. Find a Blight Caretaker. I can't think of many options he has available to him. That is one option, but unfortunately it is not the option he needs, because I will just be playing this Doom Beast and winning the game. Very solid outing there. That felt really good. Woo! A more traditional FEARSOME. This one can be quite tough, to be honest. Something like Blight Caretaker could be good. I don't think we want the Doom Beast. Kalista we'll probably keep, but we are attacking on turn 4, so we'll probably want to go Kalista into Cursekeeper if possible, but it might not be. But we shall see. Might take a bit of early damage here as well, but we're pretty glad not to be seeing Fleet Feather on turn 1. We do have Cursekeeper, which obviously, you know, into Kalista, into Caretaker is obviously a pretty nice curve there. Now, there's no reason for him not to play whatever it was, so there's no sort of punish for not attacking there. Fading Memories could be decent as well. Pretty nice for him there. I will just play Kalista though. We will be taking the 6, but that's obviously no big deal. Pretty happy not to see any challenges thus far. That's going pretty well for us. And we can level up Kalista here potentially as well, although this will be a single combat, which obviously doesn't feel too great. Not much we could have done about that though, I think. I don't see a way that we could get past that, really. Having this Unspeakable Horror as well could be pretty nice in case he does come with a barrier, or if he plays Shen and wants to block this Escaped Abomination. This is kind of a very important card in this kind of matchup, I think. And obviously with this, like, we're causing probably a bit of panic, because obviously if we can get 2 trades there, even if it is 2 trades, I guess I don't want to use this then. I mean, I don't want to attack in case he goes for second single combat. So I guess I'll just kill him. So we just take the trade for us there. Probably have to just wait. Yeah, because we still have this block here, which is absolutely fine. There is your boy, Shenny boy. So we could potentially go for like a Fading Memories here. Nocturne, I kind of like that. Yeah, let's go Fading Memories there. Into Nocturne here. On Shen. Let's see what he does, because if he attacks with this and gives it barrier, I will potentially then go for the Unspeakable Horror onto there. Obviously if he attacks with Shen, I can just block it with Nocturne. And then if he goes in for Repost or something, we can Unspeakable Horror the Shen. Which then, knowing our next turn is this, you know, could be pretty big. And obviously if he passes, we'll just take that pass. He does go for it, okay. Pretty a-okay with me. I think I will probably block there as well. If he goes for Repost here, as I say, I will go for that. Single combat. So then I probably will just do this. Anyway, or will I? We're still losing that. So I guess I won't. Is keeping this worth it? I guess it's slightly better than the 1 damage ping. Is it? Maybe that was a mistake.
Nature blesses her followers.
Eclipse Dragon. Again. I mean, this still has vulnerable, so I'm not... You know, it still seems okay, I guess. I mean, I could go double that, but I do like this play. I still like this. Oh, did I count correct? Yeah, we're good. So obviously he can't ignore this. He will. Wow. Okay then, well I guess... I mean, what's this? Judgment? Does he seriously have Judgment? Is he bluffing Judgment? What? Judgment? Really? Judgment? I'm just not playing around Judgment. I just think if you've got Judgment, fair play to you, but you know, I just don't think you do. Like I just didn't think he would play Judgment. When they've got Garen, they might have Judgment. So what he's waiting for here is Genevieve. I'm guessing his hand is like double Genevieve, perhaps. That's an interesting draw. Now I can obviously go for Skitterer here, but that... Whoa, what is going on there? I'll just take the 3, I think. But now what do I do? I guess I pass. What is he doing? There's a deny. Wow, okay, now I feel even better. I mean, this is 4 damage right here, so he would need like something crazy, right? So I'm just gonna... He might have Spirit's Refuge, that's true, so let's do it this way around. Okay. I mean, still no need to deny that, really. You know, we got this Doom Beast here, we're good. Is that what it was? Do you have a handful of Shens? That's pretty unfortunate if you do. So we'll start with the Skitterer. And then...
My shield is yours.
Honor dictates both.
We'll just go for this, and that should wrap up the game here. There we go. Ooh! This feels good. It just feels good. Ugh!